Today, I would like to talk about what I consider to be the most important word in the field of recovery from addictions and codependency. And that word is willingness. Willingness. Willingness to be honest and to come out of denial. Willingness to realize what you have been doing is just not working. Willingness to listen to others who have been successful in dealing with addiction. Willingness to reach out to others for healing and willingness to realize that you can't do it alone. Many of us have tried to no avail. Willingness to do whatever it takes to become the person that you were meant to be. Willingness is just such a big part of recovery. And I believe that it is the key to recovery. If you really, really want to recover, but you got to really, really want to recover. The capacity to learn is a gift. The ability to learn is a skill. The willingness to learn is a choice. And this is probably one of the most important things I have learned on my journey, is that recovery is a choice. Willingness is a choice that only we can make individually. Nobody can make that choice for us. If you are not willing to learn, then no one can help you. You have no hope whatsoever. But if you are determined to learn, no one can stop you. And this is the story of so many people who have been successful. They have just been determined that no one is going to stop them. And they are willing to do whatever it takes to get to where they want to go. Willingness is just such a huge, huge word. And there are so few people that are willing to do what it takes to change their lives to become the people they want to be. I would say, like, in all the work I've done in the field of alcoholism, that it's only about 2% of people that genuinely recover. And 98% of people just live out their lives, as addicts, just living the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, doing the best they can, but never really being the people that they really could be if they were free from, their addictions and codependency. Like they say in AA, there's only one key to recovery, and that is willingness. And AA, I mean, I'm not here to speak for AA, but it's helped millions of people. And many, many people have recovered as a result of that program. And willingness is the key. Willingness is the key. Ezra Pound, I'm doing a lot of quotations today, but Ezra Pound said, "A slave is someone who waits for someone else to come and set him free." That's one of my favorite quotes, but it's a beautiful quote because it gets back to what I said, a few moments ago, that it's a choice, and no one's going to come and save you. And there's no magic pill that someone's going to give you that's going to change your life like overnight. I mean, willingness, to do the work, to do what you have to do to get to where you want to go. I mean, it's just a simple principle, but it's so true. Willingness is the key. Willing to do whatever it takes to get to where you are no longer a slave to addictions or codependency. So it's just such a huge word. And I just wanted to emphasize that one word. Willingness to embark on a whole new way of life that is free from addiction and codependency. And that leads me to the second most important word, in the field of recovery, and that is consistency. Winston Churchill said that most people stumble across the truth at least once in their life. And what they normally do is they get up, dust their pants off, and carry on like nothing happened. And that's true. Like I said, not for 98% of the people, people will stumble across the truth. People will come to the realization, this isn't working for me. I hate myself. I've got to change. I've got to do something about this. My life is a mess. and but they get up and they dust their pants off and carry on. I mean, they may do a little bit of an effort to change things. They may go out to a few meetings, they may talk to a few people, they may go to whatever it is. But the second key is consistency. I mean, it's got to be a new way of life. It's got to be a plan that you make, and you can't do it alone. It's got to be a plan that's going to last you basically for the rest of your life. But this is the most incredible journey you could ever possibly be on. Is a journey and that's why one of the most important aspects of recovery is community, groups, other people, because we can't do it alone. So many of us have tried and we just fall flat again and again and again and again. But with other people, we can do what is impossible for us to do alone. So groups are a huge part of that, because you're with other people who understand what it feels like. You're with other people who will encourage you and inspire you. And that's something we can't do alone. So groups offer a consistency. And the people that do well are the people that embrace this consistency. And they join a group and they keep coming back and coming back and coming back and coming back. And they don't give up. Because we're always tempted. Our ego is going to call us back. We want you. What are you trying to do? You know you need the addiction. Come back. We love you. And many people will stumble and many people will fall. 98% will do that. And even though people will make an effort, but consistency is the second biggest word in recovery. Consistency, to do it over and over and over and over. And that goes with something I'm going to be talking in a future podcast in a few weeks, and that's passion. Passion is another big word. I'm not going to talk about that right now. But anyway, like AA, one thing that they emphasize, and that's half measures availed us nothing. So it's got to be all or nothing. You either have to be determined that you're going to change your life, or you're just going to continue to spin your wheels and wallow in addiction and codependency. So I just want to emphasize those two words. I didn't want to say too much today because I've got some good stuff coming up in the future podcast. But the two biggest words when we're dealing with recovery is willingness and consistency. Willingness and consistency. In other words, what I'm talking about is a whole new way of life. But it's the most beautiful life you could ever possibly imagine. And it's not easy, but the fact that it's not easy makes it just that much more exciting. And that way of life is something that has been the story of my life and the story of other people's lives who I've known and helped along the way. And it is the story of these podcasts. And this is the message that I have. It's the story of recovery. And it's the most beautiful journey you could ever possibly want to be on. And I'll be talking more about this in future podcasts and workshops I'm going to be doing. And I'm going to be interviewing some really interesting people that deal in this field of recovery, of getting your life back and becoming the person that you were meant to be. It is so possible. And I just want to help you. That's the only reason I'm here. So anyway, that's it for today. So we'll see you next time.